Hi guys, welcome to another video today. This video is more about the metaphysical and philosophical and the psychological approach to the physics or the phenomena of the nature and the universe. And what I want to start first is, the Einstein's theory about, another thing what I just did is I was uploading a picture I was drawing, and you saw, and I call it the giant rider. And the giant rider, I mean by that is that it feels like that what scientists, physicists, cosmologists figuring out or exploring the universe and the solar system and all that stuff, I feel more and more like that they actually discovering a giant. And if I sit on the giant shoulder, I can look beyond the universe. And also like Einstein's theory about gravity and inflation theory and stuff like that. I will go briefly into it deeper. But it feels for me like that what they're exploring in the universe, the quarks, the proton, neutrons, and the gravity, special relativity, and all that stuff. I feel like that they exploring actually a huge giant. And he's a writer, and his pencil, and the universe is his ink. The ink when you tip in, and in this ink is his minds and his ideas, his love, his energy is comprehensive, and through writing with a pencil in his book, which is the Earth, and the sun is the pencil tip. So it feels more and more like when I see those theories and how they explain stuff like, Copernicus, Kepler, Plato, Aristotle in a metaphysical way and all that. It's like I always see they discover things from a huge giant, and he's a writer, the first original writer of everything. And we live and discover all things in his words, in his, and for example, we all know Einstein's special relativity about gravity, and Newton is that if you understand, which I think I do, and I'll tell you why, because when you understand the gravity, how gravity functions and the procedure, if you understand that, then you see that process in all kinds of fields. You see that process in a psychological field. You see that Einstein's special relativity, gravity, also takes place on a football field. You see that kind of a special relativity in gravity takes place in a psychological field. And I give you an explanation, an example. For instance, that gravity, special relativity from Einstein and Newton takes place in an American football place, or in a European soccer game, in a soccer game, in American football game, and I'll explain you. The ball, the football, the football field is the universe, and the football is the matter. It goes along the field, and it produces the gravity by the people running to the football. So the gravity takes place where the football is. The football is the matter. It bends the space and the people running to the ball, wherever it is, the football, right? So the football field is the universe, and the football itself is the matter. And where the matter goes, it bends the space. Let's say it goes in the upper left corner on the football field. All players running to the ball, so it creates this gravity in this area. Now, the interesting thing in that part is that the gravity must be direct, or there must be a force behind it. And because how the football goes from here to there, and I think it's a force which includes the rules and the laws of the nature. The same thing with the rules and the game rules and the rules on a football field, how you have to play it, that it functions like that, right? So there I see the special relativity in gravity in an American football field. The ball is the matter. Wherever it goes, all the people runs to it, and that creates a gravity. So matter bends the space, the gravity. And if we come now from the sports, same thing with soccer. You know, wherever the ball you kick goes over there, people running over there. It bends the gravity over there. So that's in the sports area, in the sports field. And I see the same thing in the psychological field between human beings. That is an event. An event, whatever event it is, a concert, a football game, a American football game, baseball game, all kind of a theater, opera, all events are matter. So wherever wherever an event takes place, it's creating this gravity because all the people going there, and it creates this gravity in this area, right? So all events are the matter that creates the gravity, it bends the space. So all events is the matter that happens in space, and all people go into this event, and that is the gravity in space. Also, it happens in a psychological field in your mind when the special relativity, gravity from Isaac Newton and Einstein. So there was with the events that occurs is the outer field, and also in the inner field, in the psychological mind in the human being, that special relativity, gravity takes also place in your mind, because all information, what you read, you decode it is actually matter, and your brain decoded it, and it bends you. I did a video a few weeks ago about that matter information bends your mind and lets your body moves in that direction because you think it's right or you think it's wrong. So your body acts up on it. So information throughout a day, either television, movie, news, headlines, newspaper, magazine, or what your neighbor told you, what your friends told you, all that matters in your mind, right? And it forces you in this direction and to go, right? So that's also a gravity that happens in your mind. So there was the third field, different kind of field. And then another thing is when I look visuals, how they explain on, for instance, the special relativity and gravity, how they show a visual, how gravity creates this dip in the universe, this dipping in, this gravity in the special relativity, this dipping in, could be also, if you see it from a metaphysical way, in a theological way, could be also, but that's what I say, could be a ball pen from a pencil that dips in the paper and it creates this gravity, right? When you take a pen and you dip, you hold it. I got something right here. and you write on a paper, that dipping in, which is how they show visual how this gravity takes place in the universe, that it dips in and it creates this dip in the universe, and the curved space could be also the tip of a ball pen on a piece of paper, and when you write, it dips in and then you write, right? And this energy that goes, this idea, the concept you have in your mind, you produce it through energy, electromagnetic thing on a piece of paper, and you write a story through numbers and alphabets on a piece of paper, and you project it on a piece of paper. So that dipping on a pen could also be the graph Einstein's or Isaac Newton's about the gravity, about a space, that in a field where the matter goes, the mass, it bends. It could be also then the pen, it bends on a piece of paper. So the question is, and another interesting thing is that I've read sometime in Plato or in was it Aristotle, that they were thinking that, you know, all this geometry, all that words and letters and explanation in mathematics, that these are actually different kind of entities. By entities, I mean, like, we are a human, our body is a form, we are one kind of an entity. And geometry and words and letters and, you know, all these and numbers, that these are another kind of entities. And through that we see another kind of a universe. So as I go along in my thought process, I think all the time that what people, scientists, physicists, or cosmologists find out or discover in the universe, what they pretend to discover and find out, is actually the work is actually this discovery of God, or the universe, the God, or whatever. It has so many different names, but the way how I see the pictures when they explain things is like they're exploring how God functions, right? And as more and more I discover things in their theories, it looks for me like that what we see, that our planet Earth, because when you stand on your Earth, the Earth is a huge giant for you, because you're just a little bitty on this planet Earth. And when you look up at the daytime, you see the sun. And if you look at the nighttime to the moon, you see the moon. It's also big giants. But if you see it for us giant from our perspective, but if you see that God, that universe is the origin, is a huge giant, and he's a writer. And his ball pen, the tip of his ball pen, is the sun, or it's the moon. And the universe, what we see as black and all the stars, is his ink. And in his ink can read his thoughts, his minds, his idea, that he writes in his book, and the book is the planet Earth. And he writes all his creation in his book every day. And the moon is like an eraser. It erases things. It's very, you have to see the whole map, the complexity, that you're not stuck in one field, but that you are free to see the whole map of everything. And it's really amazing how things works out. So but all that what I was telling you right now, it's what I claim. It's my, I should erase the word my, because my points out a fixation on a certain direction, but that's how it functions. And when we see that the earth is the sun, or the earth, it doesn't matter which way, if the earth and the sun is the matter and it bends the space, and the earth, that's why the earth goes around the sun, or in the moon and all that, that maybe the ball pen is the sun, and the sun creates this dipping, this gravity on his book, and everything goes around his writings, the creation. So thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.